We're going to just go ahead and enjoy this chat. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I'm so excited to speak to one of my homies, my bestie. I love her so much, Miss Jere James. And wait, I just tell you a little why I love her so much. She has just been such a blessing to my life since I moved to Orlando. And when I came here and it was just me and the boys, like she just took us in, and we've gone through ups and downs and everything together. And I think if you don't go through anything as a friend, you're really not friends. Like, friends go through stuff. So I'm so excited that you guys get to meet her today because she's just a powerhouse, a straight powerhouse. And I'm not too sure if a lot of the people in our Orlando area fully understands who Miss Jere James is and her actual dance school. Say hi to everyone, Jere.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
We can hear you. We can see you. We know you're at the studio because honey is always working. I'm going to give you a quick rundown. Jere James, owner and artistic director and choreographer of the Inez Patricia School of Dance right here in sunny, beautiful Orlando, which we cannot go out right now and partake because we are on lockdown. But when we're back up and running, they're located on the Mills, right?
Yes, 831 North Mills Avenue.
We'll make sure to put the address so that people have it and they know how to find you. Miss Jere is a protege of the Alvin, Ailey, a dance company in New York, honey. So she comes fully equipped with all the bells and whistles. I'm not going to take a lot of time going through that, but she is just amazing. Her dance children, her babies, they have been everywhere throughout Central Florida, from the Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center to just all types of amazing events. And I'm happy to say I dance there too.
Oh, you do?
I do. So I really want to jump into it so you guys can get to meet Miss Jere a little bit better. So first thing, I know that you named the studio, your school, after your mom. Why did you decide to do that? Because that is so beautiful.
I wanted to pay homage to my mother. She passed away of breast cancer 15 years ago in June. So I wanted to give something back to her because she definitely invested many, many years, many, many coins into my dance career. So that's the one thing that I wanted to continue the legacy with her and her name. Even though she's not here with us physically, she's with us spiritually. And, her name will carry on for years and years to come.
Oh, and I'm so, I know that she's looking on you. I know that she's so proud of you. Yeah. I know your dad is proud of you. We're all so proud of you.
Aw, thank you.
So I think it's amazing. So we're going to take it back a little bit. I love this. I love this part of doing these fun chats that I've started doing since the shutdown. Because, we're not filming right now at our studio. So this has been a lot of fun and it keeps me sharp. But particularly this part I love because you get to see people in another light, right? You see them every day. You hear maybe about their story a little bit, but you never really get to have that interaction with them. So let's see what I have up my
right. What did she pull up?
So I want to introduce this young lady.
Oh yeah. You see her.
And I want you to tell us all about this young lady, where your thought process was, and introduce us to this little girl so we can understand a little bit more.
That little girl is 6-year-old Jere. I believe that was a jazz class costume preparing for a recital. I've been dancing since I was 3, so I was 3 years into dancing. Happy, carefree. My parents kind of put us in a box and we lived very sheltered, but very blessed. So that was carefree fun. The world is sunshine and rainbow, and and love and happiness, Jere. So that was just innocent, have fun, big attitude as always, full of sass, but that was just that humble, sweet Jere that loved to dance.
Well, we know what, listen, you said it best because when you said that big attitude,
Listen, from day one, out of the womb, I think I was coming out talking trash.
but you know what? That's okay because that's what makes you who you are.
Absolutely.
And that's why we authentically love you and we can
Absolutely.
relate to you. So I love this because it speaks so much of what you've been able to accomplish,
Mm-hmm.
which to me is absolutely
Yes.
amazing.
To do something that I love to do and have made a career out of it and a profession and on a lifestyle, which is, there's a very small percentage of people that are able to do what they absolutely love to do
Right.
from childhood and still do it as an adult. So I'm truly humbled and blessed that I'm able to still do what I love to do and then pass it on to the generations and to the kids. Like, they're little Jeres that I'm teaching
Yeah.
now, and I get to just plant those little seeds. If they don't want to be professionally a dancer, just learning the discipline and self-esteem and discipline that they'll just gather from just being in the studio.
Right. Which, you know what, which they need. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They need it and they want it. And what's
Right.
great is they want to know that you've walked down that path and down that journey so you
Right.
can steer them in that
Right.
direction. Okay, so I have another one up my sleeve.
Lord, what's she pulling out of?
So explain to me and take us through the emotion and the feeling of what this day represented for you.
Oh, that
Uh-huh.
was one of the best days of
Uh-huh.
my life. Is opening up the school that I'm actually in right now. It was a surreal feeling for me. It was I can't believe that I did it. I've always, since I was 13, I've always wanted to open up a dance school. But, you get so comfortable in working for other people or, dancing yourself professionally. But to actually like set aside that and have a moment of, this is mine. This is all my hard work, my blood, sweat, and tears, and definitely paying homage, to my mother. Like, this is a thank you to her and to everyone who's been in my life that has definitely impacted me as the dancer, artistic director that I am now. I can, look back and be like, I did that for them. I was on top of their shoulders. So we all, it's growing and building to be what we are today, going on 6 years later, we're still here. And that's such an amazing testament. And I'm so blessed to be able to say that because there are a lot of people that are in our career that don't have that opportunity to even say they made it to 6 years. So
I think
humbled.
that's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I get to see your hands-on hard work every
Mm-hmm.
time that I walk into your studio. Every time I see the little girls. I mean, even the adults, even the older, we're gonna say queens, such as
Right.
myself. You know,
Yes.
we're in there and we're stretching it out and and
Mm-hmm.
getting it done too. But to own your own dance studio in Mills District, an area in Orlando, which is really affluent for the arts. I just think it's amazing.
It
And
is.
it's funny because I have a nephew, I told you, that is in dance also.
Mm-hmm.
He's now in Tampa. Um, but just the training, like what is some of the training that your students go through to prepare for an actual Broadway presentation? What does that look like?
It's a lot of hours of vigorous rehearsal and technique classes. I have a pre-professional group of 16 beautiful young ladies from ages 6 to 18 who are required to take 10 hours of training during the week. And then on top of that, they have to take 3 hours on Saturday of just rehearsal to prepare
Wow.
them for when we are invited to do different gigs or different opportunities in the community to perform alongside from our annual concert that we do in the summer. So
Okay.
it's just always, moving and shaking and all, it's vigorous, it's hard. It's a sacrifice for the parents first of all, and for the kids because they have to juggle school, their home activities, and then come to the studio and have me holler and scream at them for 3 and 4 hours and still go home after that and do homework and then prepare for the next day. So it's definitely a sacrifice. It's not for the meek and for the weak. It's definitely something that, my motto here at the school is dance is a discipline that turns talent into ability. So if
I
we don't
love
have
it.
that discipline from foundation, maybe this isn't, the genre for you, because it's
Right.
definitely a tough one.
That is so awesome. What and the dance is, it's a lot more than just moving, isn't
It
it? It
is. It's a lifestyle. It's I actually eat, live, sleep, breathe, cry, sweat, dance. Because everyone's like, well, Jere, what else do you do? I'm like, dance consumes so much of me and who I am. I exude it.
right.
Even just walking, in the street or just going to get something to eat. Hey, Miss Jere. I'm like, oh, hey, how are you? Because I've impacted so many beautiful babies in the 16 years that I've been teaching, in Central Florida. It's kind of like a staple. I believe that I'm like a staple in the community because of the years that I've put in the community and with the art form.
And you are, and that you definitely are. Now, speak to me about your babies. Are just They are the cutest little girls. They're so disciplined. They're so well trained. How on earth do you get? I mean, I know that obviously it has to be in them, right? To be
No,
dancing at
actually,
4 years old, 5 years old is something you have to love.
no, actually, I have some girls that I've had who have been with me for a while and then they've transitioned to doing something else, but they'll always come back and be like, I remember when you taught me my first plie, Miss Jere. I remember when we did our recital and I wore the sparkly dress. So it's a part of who they are. They'll always remember their first dance teacher or their first ballet class or their first jazz or contemporary or modern class. Because we here at Inez Patricia School of Dance, we infuse the technique, the passion,
Uh-huh.
and we love our kids. And I think that's what kind of sets us apart, that we truly do. It's hard now. I'm
Mhm.
very tough on my kids, but I follow it up with so much love. Like, I know all my kids by name and their parents, and when they come into the studio, they always greet me with a hug and a kiss. Like, we're
Right.
truly a family dynamic here. So I think that's what kind of makes us all gel so well together, because we all love each other so much.
Now, outside of actual dance, you also have after school programs. So you do a lot more than the
I do.
average dance teacher
Hmm.
relationship. Like, you have a solidified relationship with these girls. Like, you are
Hmm.
there on birthdays and everything else. Do they
Any
look
kind of
to you
school
as like that
event.
other mother?
Yeah, they do. I'm like godmother, fairy godmother, second mom, auntie, that kind of thing. They call me, if they're not comfortable with having an issue that they don't feel comfortable talking to their parents about, they'll come to me. And of course, I'll be like, if this is a serious matter, we have to kind of talk to your parent about it, because
Right.
I can't keep that information for myself. If it's harm or, or danger to them, or if someone's having harm or danger to them, then I, of course, will have to bring the parent in. But I'm like the little secret keeper, like,
Oh,
from the little ones, Mr. Ray, I didn't do well today. And I'm like, well, you have to do better, because if you don't have your grades right, you can't come to dance class. Or if your
right.
attitude and your behavior is not correct, unfortunately, you can't come to dance, because I don't teach disrespectful little girls. My girls are smart. They're well behaved in school, out of school, because
Right.
we all are reflections of each other.
You're in it together,
We
essentially.
are, absolutely.
You're in it together. So I'm gonna I'm gonna pull up a picture, and
These pictures.
I want you to tell us and everyone watching, when you see this beautiful queen, tell us what goes through your mind. The happy, the struggle, what it took to get to where you're sitting now, because she really is a powerhouse.
She that right there is, I'm proud of you, Jure. I am thoroughly proud of the journey that you have gone through to get to that moment right there. Because, losing my mother at such a young age could have shifted me in a different way, but dance was always my safe space. So, that brings me back to, of course, making my mother proud. Of course, I've had some horrible moments and I've had some amazing moments, but in that moment right there is, Jure, job well done. Like, you did it. I'm so proud of you. So that makes me very happy through it all.
I'm in the background going,
Because through it all, I did it. I set a goal for myself, and through all the tribulations, you lose a lot of people, you gain a lot of people, and I'm so attached to everyone who comes into my life. So sometimes, it helps to get the thicker skin, because some people aren't. They're in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime.
preach,
So
teach, honey.
I, I sometimes I don't like the reason, and
Let
sometimes
me
I
get
don't
my
like the
glasses on so I can fully see you as you
I
say
don't
it.
like I don't like the reason, and sometimes I don't like the season, but it's just a part of me. You have to vibrate higher, and when you vibrate higher, some people unfortunately aren't meant to go to that level, and I hate it. I hate it more than anything, but I just know it's a part of the growth that I have to do. That once I elevate, some people unfortunately aren't meant to go there with me, but I'm as I've gotten older, I'm getting used to and being okay with that. And
Yeah.
I think that's the toughest thing, because I love everybody.
It's funny because the dynamic of our relationship, it's the older sister, younger sister.
Hmm.
But I'm the older sister, but it's the younger sister that is constantly schooling me. You know what I mean? Because
Hmm.
I pick up people like "Dee, dee, 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 dee." And it really is important to learn that not everyone can go with you. And I think once we have that down, we can go a lot
Hmm.
further. Because I think,
Right.
don't you think that that's some of the things that hold women back? Our feelings get hurt, and all the time
Yeah.
it's like, ah, it's
Hmm.
the end of the
Like
world.
the world stops. Yeah. And
Right.
it doesn't have to be that, because it's
No.
okay. And I can love you from afar, and I can speak to you, but just we're just on two different journeys, and it's okay. And I have to be okay with being like, it's okay, it's okay. And
It
I'll love
is.
you. I love you regardless, and it's okay.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Curtis said, "Hey sis, I know he's
Oh,
not talking to me, but hey, bro." So I think that's great. So with all this, so you're a studio, you come in, you dance, you have a beautiful studio. I know you have huge surprises that are coming up later. And you can
hmm.
talk about that if you're open or at your own
Oh yeah, yeah,
time.
yeah. Cause it's signed. It's signed, sealed, and delivered. We are officially moving to a bigger
Yay!
space in the fall. Yes, it's double the size of where we are now, and we'll be closer to the airport. So yes, I'm. It's
Can
nothing but God. I can only say it's nothing but Him, because it came out of nowhere, and it was definitely a huge gift that was just dropped into my lap. So yes, I'm very blessed that me and my staff and my kids, we're moving on up to the east
Oh,
side.
that is so awesome.
Yes.
So everyone on the east side can make sure that they look out for it. It's funny because I was there that night when that was dropped, and we were in
Hmm.
the studio and we were crying and we were
Yes.
praying and just thanking God and believing Him for the next part of your journey. And I'm so happy and excited for you.
Thank
So
you.
I want to go back to now. So now that everything is closed and people can't get out, how has it impacted the studio?
Baby. We've had to totally switch gears and transition into a virtual setting. So actually next
Okay.
door, we actually have class going on as we speak. We have
Good,
an elementary contemporary class that's going on right now. So
good,
everything, we have two monitors, excuse me, next door. And each staff member that's in their appropriate class, they'll come in and they'll film themselves live with the kids, and they'll just
good,
pretty much, the show must go on, as they say. We have to
good.
keep moving. Whenever this happens, we'll have our our summer concert, whenever that is. We're praying that it's still going to be in the summer, but whatever we have to do to make it work is what we're going to do, because that's what show business is.
I love it.
One monkey doesn't stop the show, so we have to keep pushing and keep pushing. And these kids, from being home all day, that's kind of what I've heard from feedback from my parents, is this is like the relief that they get. They look forward to having their dance class, even though it's not in a studio. At least they get to put the books down, put the
Right.
computer down, and they can just be kids and enjoy and
Have
move and be
fun.
free and have fun in a dance setting, even though it's home. But we're still in the camera, point them toes and stretching. We're
Yeah.
still being us, but it's just virtually. So I'm blessed that we're able to have this platform to have
Good.
social media and live and Zoom and Facebook and Instagram live, all of this, so that we can still be connected with each other in our midst of social distancing.
I love it. I love it. I love the fact that you're innovative and you're thinking about the other side of this. It's so, I think so many people are unfortunately in a really harder predicament because they can't step out that box. So maybe they're not thinking about stepping out that box, but I think it's
Right.
important. I know that at the end of this, you're going to be giving away 2 free classes. One
Sugar.
to a queen
And
and
one
one
to a
to a
princess.
princess.
Yes.
I love that. So if you know of a princess or a queen that wants to try out one of Jere's class free via
Mm-hmm.
Zoom, it's really
Yes.
amazing. Make sure to drop the person's name. We're going to randomly pick, pick one person, pick 2 people. I'm sorry, 2 people,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll be in contact, right? They can just
Yes, and
contact
yeah, you just shoot me a text or an email, and then we'll give you the Zoom meeting number and the password, and you can just jump on in and enjoy class on us. So,
I love
absolutely.
it. I'm so excited about that.
Thank you.
And congratulations again. I
Thank
think that's
you.
amazing. And I love it because it's your time.
I
It's your
appreciate
time.
it. I appreciate it, and we're
It's your
definitely going to keep this virtual thing going, even once we get past the COVID-19 pandemic. We're gonna, because I have a lot of students who are in college who,
time.
if maybe the east side is too far from them, they can still be connected with us virtually as we proceed, and everything goes back to normality. We'll still be able to be in contact with them and still be able to have dance class. So we're going to definitely keep this component of virtual dance class after.
Well, talk to us about the type of classes that you actually train right now, what the requirements are, and the ages. Because when I see this picture, I just love it. The little ones just get me. I guess because I've been with you behind the scenes
Mm-hmm.
in a couple of your productions, and it's something so beautiful to see a little girl in her leotard and her tutu, and she's just ready to dance. I think it's so
Mm-hmm.
sweet. Talk to us about the programs that you have readily available for your students.
Well, inside of Inez Patricia School of Dance, we started from as young as 2 in our pre-ballet class. So we have from 2 to 5, give or take, for our pre-ballet class. And then we have from 5 until like the elementary age, 5 to 10, we have all genres from ballet, modern, and jazz. And then middle school, high school, we offer ballet, jazz, modern, contemporary, tap, hip hop, and contemporary as well. So we offer all genres of dance. And in our modern disciplines, we have the Horton technique here, which is what I learned at Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater. That myself and another teacher in Central Florida were the only 2 that actually teach the Horton technique here, which is amazing. So that is pretty much how any and everybody can come on to the scene and come in and take class. You can be a novice or you can be a professional. We welcome all levels into the school, and that's inside of the school. I also have an after school program with Orlando Junior Academy on Princeton, where I offer dance class to the girls at the school. And then I'm also at Lady Bird Academy in Winter Springs doing daycare dance at the daycare as well. So I have my hands in a lot of pots, just giving the world dance because, we need it. So I'm really excited about just, adding more. And then when we do move, we'll have more classes, more teachers, more hope. No, not hopefully, we will have more students that will definitely come and join our family.
I think I'm gonna come in, and I think I'm gonna come into a reggae Zumba class.
Oh, and Candice is gonna have her own class on the schedule for the adults. She's gonna do a reggae Zumba class because she's gonna move the body.
You know, you know what I love about your studio is like when you come in, you feel warm, you feel
Good.
welcome. And I can't unfortunately say that for some of the studios that I've walked into Orlando, where it's just like it's the floor and the mirror and that's it. Like
Mm-hmm.
walking into your space feels very, very different. For anyone who's never been there, you've got to come in. It's just love. It's love, and you've nurtured these girls outside of their families and
Mm-hmm.
outside of mom and dad. Tell us about some of the students that you have now sent out into the world to different
Oh
dance
wow.
companies. That must make you so
It is.
proud.
It does. It's a true testament of my mission statement and what I believe that my dance teacher did for me. Of course, she was big on after high school, you're either going to go to college or you're going to dance professionally. Those are your only two choices. And most of us did both. So
Yeah.
I have two students that graduated from the Ailey certificate program, the Alvin Ailey certificate program. Yes, one is on a cruise ship. Well, was on a cruise ship. He was a
Okay.
principal dancer singer. His name is Jordan Chen. He's absolutely brilliant.
Oh,
And
wow.
then Mr. Mark Rizzo, actually, they're both in New York together. And then I have my ladies, more not Morgan, Melanie Barnes is at the University of Southern California. She's graduating with a law degree. And then Miss Carlia Elise Notice is at Hampton University, and she graduates this fall. So then they were my five. I call them my fabulous five because they've been with me from day one. And now they're all Michaela, who I'm sure all of you have seen. She's a tall,
Oh, yes.
cute. I call her my Amazon. So she is the last of my fabulous five, and she's getting ready to graduate this year. And then I have a whole new set of babies to train to build up. So it is amazing to watch them to flourish. And even if they don't pursue dance, they're amazing human beings
Yeah.
in their perspective world of whatever they do. Because I have a student who graduated with me from New World School of the Arts in Miami. Her name is Amparo Padilla. She's now a current teacher here in Central
Oh,
Florida teaching dance.
wow.
Yeah, so she went through the matriculation and now she's back and now she's teaching dance. So, and I've had her since she was 13 and now she's 25. So yeah, I mean they stick with me and then they always come back and see me and love on me and
Yeah.
tell me how their life is and what they're doing and how much I've impacted them. And I just because I don't have any kids biologically, but I have 115 that are here with me in the school that I love to death. So they're
I,
mine.
I think that your comments are coming in as we're talking. I think that's awesome. I love it. I love walking in there. I love the kids. But I want to pull away from the studio a little bit. And I want to get more into Jere. I want people to maybe not fully experience the person that I know because that's a very different person. We're different in our personal lives, and
Right.
you're friends, so you protect your friends. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But for people that come in and they see this African American woman with this hair to the side,
Right.
the side, the side is shaved, and they see these big ecliptic glasses. Like I'm sure they look at you and they're like,
Who is this?
"What is going on?"
that is everything that I get.
Where did your sense of style comes from? Because I love the way that you unapologetically carry yourself. And I think women can learn so much of that. We're so always concerned about with how we look, including me. I can't lie. I took the wig off, remember?
Ma'am, haircut. Look, that's why it's pulled up in a bun because underneath here is a mess.
Yeah, I shaved it all off. When I did the blonde, and then I started wearing the wig because like I don't own it, but I love the fact that you own everything that you step your foot into. Did that come from your mom, or did you just develop that as
Hands down, that is Inez Patricia. She was a no nonsense lady, but super fly, very poised. She was a phenomenal woman. She was, the epiphany of just that Southern belle with a little oomph to her. She was one of nine boys. So I have nine uncles, and my mom was the only one, unfortunately, she's the only one that passed. So I think I embodied all of that. And from little, she was like, spell your name and make sure that you tell them that it's spelled with an accent. It's not Jerry, it's Jere. And, walk in the room with your head up high. And
yeah,
you don't, you are who you are. Because, typically in ballet and dance, it's more of a Caucasian art form,
right,
especially growing up in South Florida. So I was always a little brown little chip in the midst of a sea of which is cool. But she was like, no, you be proud of who you are. You're just as talented as them. You're amazing. You're beautiful. So she was always just pouring into me just positivity. And she was a psychologist. She was like, no, ma'am, you are who you are. Be proud of who you are. And I'm like, girl, I'm going to cut my hair. She was like, oh, God. I'm having my tattoos. She was like, oh, God. But she's like, that's just who you are. She's like, you have to be very eclectic is what my father calls me. He's like, you're very eclectic, Jere. He's like, you're just very different. But I have a sign in the front of the school that says, be who you are. Everyone else is already taken. So you have to be just true in who you are. And it took me a while to be this Jere. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I was always this. Insecurities, talented, yes. Smart, yes. But, do they like me? Because I just want everyone just to love me. Everyone love me. But like
Yeah.
we were saying earlier, it really doesn't matter. They're going to either, like they talked about Jesus and he was the perfect. Like, it doesn't really matter. As
Yeah.
long as you are content with who you are, that's all that really matters. And I'm
Yeah.
finally at 38 content with who Jere is. And if you don't like it, okay. If you love it, come
Yeah.
on, come and let's have a good time. But either way, I'm okay with it.
That's good. And that's such a heavy lesson for us to learn as
It
we go
is.
through life and as women and as leaders. What I love also about you too is not only are you doing what you're doing, but you're doing it with such grace, you know, and such integrity. Because as a business owner, African American woman at that, with an actual school, I know that you had to have seen your share of disappointment over the years, whether it's starting, whether it's going through. When you go through those times where it just feels like, what am I going to do, God? Is this the ultimate uh, drop down? Is this failure? What does this look like? Because you don't have your mom here.
Right.
Where do you pull from to get out of those moments?
My faith, I really have to really pray and really meditate on. And sometimes I have to find myself just not pulling back, but just having just quiet time with
Yeah,
myself to just listen to, his little voices. Because when I get my choreography, I hear him whispering in my ear. Because a lot of my teachers like, you don't prepare before, and I'm like, no, it just comes to me, the choreography. So even when I'm in my, down in the trenches, I just have to kind of just be quiet and just listen and pray a lot, because owning a brick and mortar,
right,
baby, on Mills 50, baby, is no joke. This
right.
owning a business is one of the hardest things that I've ever done, but the most fulfilling as well. It's like a double-edged sword. It was hard. I've
Yeah.
cried many, many tears. I've gone without eating, but I wanted to make sure that my
Mhm.
kids had a place to move. And that was a sacrifice that I was willing to take. Me not eating so that my kids can have lights and be able to have a place, just like their safe space
Right.
for them for the hour, 2 hours that they're safe here in these walls. I call it my pink plantation. So they're safe in my pink plantation with me, with Mother Hen, that everything's going to be okay.
Oh,
So regardless of what goes on outside those doors, when they're here with us, they're safe and they can be free in who they are. So if I have to sacrifice not eating, or robbing Peter to pay Paul, not paying bills to do this or do that so that this place is good, it's all worth it. And from doing that, I've noticed that God continues to pour into me and continues to bless me
yeah.
beyond my wildest dreams. I can't even fathom some of the things that he's done for me and for the school, because, I think of my humble heart.
I can definitely attest to that. Because we big on crying and praying, especially me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you give me the hardest time the most with it.
Mm-hmm.
God, just
All
so
that crying.
hard.
But see, I'm a crybaby, but behind closed doors. But all that in front of people,
Yeah, I know. Out of the group, I think I'm probably the softest.
mm-hmm.
But it's okay.
But it's
There has
okay.
to be one in there somewhere, and I'm usually that one, and you're always the one to be like,
Girl, come on, let's go. We got things to do. Say that crying for later. We got to
I
get to the
know.
word. We have to push through, and that's always my thing. You have to push, even through any adversity. You have to push
Yeah.
through, because there is light at the end of the tunnel, and you just have to have all you need is the faith of a mustard seed. That's it. Other
Yeah.
than that, I have to leave it to God and then let it be. How am I gonna pay this bill? But every time it always happens. So
Because he's so faithful.
he is.
He's so
He very
faithful.
much is.
And that's okay. We always end up on God, but how can you not?
It's true.
Just the way that he is, he says, I'll bless you. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
When we go through hard times, just like now, and people are looking for hope and they're just like,
Right.
I don't know what to do, just call his name. I know it sounds so simple and it probably like sounds like elementary, but it
It
works.
does.
It
You're right. It
works,
does.
you know. So where do you see I know you're moving soon. We're excited for you.
Hmm.
I'll make sure to get the word out
Thank
so
you.
that we can all be a part of that, because that sounds like a whole nice big launch party coming.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna be huge. I'm really, really excited. Really excited about it.
So do you have any plans later on to either franchise or possibly?
I do. I do. I do. Things are
Okay.
in the works for doing some franchising in different states right now. And then after I get, this is my baby. This will always be number one, my first baby. But as I kind of drop seeds everywhere across the globe, is what I want to do. I want to start, teaching more internationally, doing
Good.
more master classes, and doing a little bit more traveling. This will always be home for me, but I don't think this is the end all for me. I definitely want to be the artistic director of, Inez Patricia School of Dance Orlando, but I definitely want to kind of get my feeders out and start teaching abroad and for different colleges and universities and different professional companies, and trying to just get more energy and touch more people so that I can bring that back home to be like, this is what I learned when I was in the Philippines or when I was in China or when I was in Africa, and bring it back to the school to just, so they're well rounded. So when they go to auditions, they know how to handle themselves in all genres, in all avenues, and all disciplines, and all in everything. They're
Right.
just well rounded completely.
So, going forward now, if someone wants to go ahead and they're like, okay, well, I want to know more about how to actually go ahead and sign up, like how can they go ahead and contact you?
They can email us
And I'll make
at,
sure to put it on the screen as you were
okay.
talking. So I'll go away.
Oh, you can actually find us, info at inezpatriciadance.com. So it's info at inezpatriciadance.com. INEZPATRICIA dance.com. To send us an email if you're interested in registering for any classes. So we are virtual. You can pay us via PayPal or Cash App, but I'll send you an email with all the logistics involved with that, so that you can go ahead and give us a chat and come in, drop in, and do a class with us. And we're doing, lunchtime drop-in classes for the adults. On Monday, it's for our princesses. It's a little princess, so it's Monday from 3 to 6, and then we have a lunchtime jam session on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and then we have an amazing heels and sneakers class taught by my phenomenal hip hop teacher, Miss Josen Battle, on Fridays from 5:15 to 6:15. So those classes are our current drop-in classes because we're actually preparing for our concert with all of our other classes that are on schedule that you would find online. So those are special drop-in classes, and we're going to be adding more drop-in classes and kind of switching the schedule around to see which works for, of course, our clientele. So that's what we're doing, and that's how you can find us. And if you want, our website is, www.inezpatriciadance.com as well. If you want to kind of sneak peek and kind of look and see what we've done and how we operate and how we do things here.
I love it. I love it.
Ooh, thank
I love it.
you.
It has been an honor.
Girl, it's always an honor being with the one and only Candice Blake.
It's been an honor. It's been a privilege. I'm so glad that everyone got to know Marjorie in a whole
Ooh,
different way.
yes. And she pulled
Um,
back the throwback pictures.
yeah, it's okay. You know what? You live and you learn, and life just
Yeah. It's part of the journey. It wouldn't be me if we didn't go through all of that. So
it keeps
no.
on giving.
Yeah, yes,
Keeps on
absolutely.
giving. All right, so let's look at some of the comments. I'll read them to you because I know you're not reading anything as you're talking.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Let's see these comments.
I do have I do have a few names in my
Okay.
inbox already. We can probably wait till this evening, maybe 8 or 9 or so.
And make, yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll come on and we'll make sure to shout out the winners
Whoever the
live.
winners.
So
Yes.
remember, send us your name and age. We're randomly going to pick two people, either
Yes.
princess or queen, for
Yes.
those free class via Zoom, and they're so
Yes.
much fun.
There. Yes. So you'll have an amazing time.
Yes, and it will work you out.
Look,
I'm
firsthand, she's
always
experienced it.
listen. I'm the one in the back of the class going.
And talking noise. Isn't it water break yet? No, ma'am, it's not water
You
break.
don't have to tell everything. You don't have to tell everything. Don't give it all away.
Just a little bit. Just give me a little taste.
Oh my goodness. Curtis said, "Hey, kid, is that your brother?"
That's like my god brother. We grew up together.
Curtis. I know we both know the beautiful Miss Dion Blackman Joseph.
Yes.
She actually, Dion is one of my girls from Akissa Girl Center mom.
Nice.
So she actually fosters one of the, yeah.
Very cool. And her daughter is the pre-ballet teacher here at the school. So
Really?
she'll be teaching. Miss Jadian will be the ballet teacher for the little princesses when whoever the winner is. They'll get to have Miss Dion's daughter, Jadian.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it. And she also said, yes, one monkey doesn't stop the show, hunty.
Oh.
And Mary Jackson said, awesome. And of course, Janelle Martin. Okay, so let's get to Miss Janelle.
Oh.
That is also one of you. That is like your best,
Yeah, that's my best friend. Yes.
Best friend for life, under life,
Yeah.
for life, for life. Yes.
She is my executive director here at the school, and she's also our jazz teacher. And she's a phenomenal realtor and an HR director. So she has many hats that she wears around here with us. So yes, the world would not go around without her.
And she's really sweet. She'll see me come and she's like, "You're back." You know, because I take breaks.
She takes breaks. She does.
I take breaks. Well, Jere, I know you have a class that you're going to be teaching pretty soon.
Yes, 5:15.
Thank you for jumping on.
No, thank you so
Thank
much
you for the
having
conversation. We got
This is amazing, this platform that you're doing. I think this is absolutely brilliant. So congratulations to you for doing this. Look, one monkey don't stop no show. You keep still pressing on. So I love it.
You got to keep moving.
Yep, you have to. Progression.
Yeah, and you know what? And I think we're so inundated with the news. And it's no good news, right? It's no good news. So even if it's for 30 minutes, even if it's for an hour, we can be inspired by someone's story who's out here doing great things, doing great work. You know what I mean? That maybe can help some people figure out if now is their time to get moving too, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
I love you.
I love you
guys.
too.
Thank you so much for tuning
Thank
on.
You guys for watching.
On Thursday, I was doing this every day. It became too much. my inbox is like, you know what I mean?
Crazy.
Yeah, so I started doing it every Tuesday and Thursdays instead of every single day. So thank you guys for signing on and being a part of Candice Talks.
Yes.
Till next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.